This video is part of the lifestyle section. Lifestyle meaning those things that you can change, those things that you might be doing or not doing that might have an effect on the quality of the functioning of your pelvic floor, your pelvis, and basically your lady parts, everything that's down there. So today the topic is hygiene. Really, again, sometimes I wonder, really? A lesson on hygiene on video? Yes, absolutely, because every single time I go to the pharmacy and I walk down, or even the grocery store, you walk down that aisle that is super long and is full of stuff you should not buy. What stuff? Well, all those things that claim to make our vagina cleaner or smell prettier. Oh man, you know what? Our vagina is like a self-cleaning oven. It is awesome. It does not need to be douched, to be scrubbed, to be washed out. It does it on its own naturally if you leave it alone, if you don't mess around with it. So I'm going to highly recommend that the next time that you're in the pharmacy, just walk on by. Do not go to that section. Don't get tempted by the pretty packages and the fact that, you know, it's a little bit of a mind game. Of course, they do a good job. There's so many of them, so many choices. You're thinking, well, I must need one of those. If it exists, I must need it. No, you don't. Same as adult diapers. Hopefully one day you won't need those, okay? So what I want you to do is stop douching if you're douching. And it just makes me think of, don't be with a douche either. Don't use harsh soaps. You're gonna use mild soap. There are some that are, pH balance. Just, you know what? And don't even go in there. Wash around. You don't have to go in or even close to in. You're messing things up if you are. Let Mother Nature do her thing really well, okay? So not even deodorant wipes. Stay away from that stuff. The next part I'm going to talk about is urinary tract infections. And again, you kind of go into the store hoping that you're going to find something to help you. Now, urinary tract infections. The one thing that's related to the pelvic floor that's really interesting, actually related to the muscles of the pelvic floor, is, have you ever been to emergency or your doctor and thought, absolutely, I'm in pain, this is horrible, I must have a urinary tract infection, a UTI, I must. And they go, well, no, your test comes back negative, you don't. Guess what? It could be a muscle spasm. Really? Yeah. So it might be that you don't need medication, you need massage, and you need internal massage. I'm going to talk about the internal massage during the section of massage, but know that, those UTIs that come out as fake UTIs could be a muscle spasm. Who would have known? I was really impressed when I found that information. I needed to share that with you. So things you're going to do to avoid urinary tract infections, simple things like, when you're done going to the bathroom, make sure you wipe from front to back to make sure that you're not taking fecal bacteria and bringing it forward. You don't want to do that. So watch out for how you wipe. One suggestion is don't wear underwear to bed. I guess it's been in the literature, and I've switched to that, and seems to work. So take it or leave it, try it, see how it works, see if your urinary tract infections happen less often. One thing you're going to do is after intercourse, you need to void. So make sure that you go and pee after you've had intercourse, after you've had penetrative intercourse, especially if he's ejaculated inside of you. Okay, so that's one way of definitely helping to clear out bacteria. Again, you don't need to get in there and scrub and rub and clean out, okay? It's not necessary. I'm going to ask you to avoid scented baths. You know all those, oh, they're so cool, bath bombs? Make them yourself so that you know what's in them, and no perfumes. Don't buy those that are really strong scented and bubble baths, and even the Epsom salts that they sell, again at the pharmacy, nicely packaged up, smelling like lavender or eucalyptus. Chances are it's not real 100% essential oils. Don't do it. Don't use them. So the least perfumes possible, the better. Essential oils, 100%. Yes, with a nice carrier oil, you can do it, but none of the perfumey stuff. So there we go. That's for, I'm looking at my notes to make sure that I don't forget anything. Okay, so I'm sorry if I'm looking that way. All right, the next one is yeast infection. I'm sure you've had one of those, and hopefully you've never had. It's annoying. You want to itch and you want to scratch, and you're like, it's yeah, burning, and it's horrible feeling. Now, what I'm going to suggest, whenever you do feel one coming on, please do not go and buy the pharmaceutical stuff. Don't go get an antifungal like Canestin and whatever there is out there. Again, walk on by that aisle and walk on and get an appointment with your naturopath. Go get some natural remedies. They work well. There's suppositories. There's stuff that, there's probably more than what my last yeast infection was probably 10 years ago. So there's probably even better stuff now. So go see your naturopath. Do not go get the pharmaceutical stuff thinking, I'm just going to, take care of this right now because I'm dying here. It just, those things are really, really harsh, but not good enough to get rid of the yeast that's causing the problem. What you want to do is tackle the whole thing. Just like I'm saying, you don't treat the hole in the body, you treat the whole body. Well, what happens is your yeast infection is not just down there, it's in your entire body. It's just manifesting there. It's just appearing there, presenting there. What you want to do is work with your naturopath to get rid of what's called candida. So that's in your body. It's yeast. It just thrives on sugar. So yeah, if you're one to be prone to yeast infections, you're going to have to work to get rid of candida. Now, that means no sweet juices, no sweet fruit, no sugars. You're going to work on a diet that's going to help you with some of the strategies that the naturopath is going to talk about, and Dr. Jennifer Luck will address that in her video. We'll talk about that. And again, just go the natural route, think long term, and get rid of it. Suggestions, I think Dr. Luck will talk about them enough that I'll leave that on that note. So general hygiene, other things you should think of, maybe stop doing or start doing, is make sure that your underwear are actually cotton, so they're breathable. You want air to go there. And on that note, make sure that you're not wearing pants that are restrictive, tight-fitting. There's other reasons other than, watching out for the vaginal area, your pelvic floor area. There's also the binding that I'll talk about in the exercise section. But the tight-fitting and non-breathable clothes is a breeding ground for bacteria. Stay away from it. Other things like, if you like to go and swim, or you like to go to spas and things like that in a bathing suit that's wet, just know that if you're in your bathing suit too long in a wet environment, breeding ground again for bacteria. So as soon as you can, change, dry off, for sure, do that. And of course, if you're somebody who works out quite a bit on a regular basis, or even not on a regular basis, if you work out, make sure that after you work out, you go and wash up, dry up, and change your clothes. See, that was a habit that I didn't have, and I know it wasn't the greatest, but being somebody that would go from, teaching one class and then having a little bit of time in between and then going to teach another class, or partly through the day, I would all of a sudden break out into a workout. Let's say I'm at work and I just go for a workout, but didn't have a change of clothes and went, it'll be okay. I don't stink. I don't. Actually, I don't. So I'm thinking, I don't have to change. Again, breeding ground for bacteria. Let's not do that. So hopefully, talking about vaginas being self-cleaning, UTIs maybe being a muscle spasm, yeast infections need to be treated naturally, not over-the-counter crap, and general hygiene can help you make sure that your pelvic floor, your lady parts work as well as they can. Until the next video, have a great day.